Alright guys, first fish. That a sucker? It is. I don't think I've ever caught a sucker fish on a spinner. What the heck? I don't really want to touch this dude. But apparently number 5 Vibrex spinner catches suckers as well. Yeah, I ain't touching that dude. I ain't touching it. Alright everybody, welcome back to another video. Fishing the Lower Niagara River this morning, and it's a mighty beast. If you're local to it, you know, this time of year you can catch just about anything in here, from walleye, bass, lake trout, some steelhead might be left over. It is June 1st today, and nobody around, nobody in the parking lot. I even showed up a little late, so pretty cool to have a place to yourself. Tons and tons and tons of water to fish down here, and hopefully we can teach you something on how to catch some big lake trout on some spinners, number 1, and then maybe if we can get lucky, we'll get out the float rod and get a big jig on there and catch some more. But we're gonna start out number 5 Vibrex spinner and throw on that on the Riversider medium light 8.6. You guys have seen it a bunch. If you're new to the channel, buffalotackle.com, code WillsWorld, 10% off at checkout. Whole bunch of stuff from Riversider rods, Sheffield float rods they got with me, Challenger jigs, Challenger crankbaits. I mean, a little bit of everything, guys. Don't forget, Kuma tackle, throwing the ITX CB 3000. Freaking great reel. Super smooth drags. Hopefully you'll see it in action today on a big laker. Cut a 25 pounder off this rock in the last video that you guys will watch. And back down here again to see if we can copy that. So, all right, let's get back up there. Enough talking. Let's go catch some fish. Shoot, guys, just had a bass smoked the spinner right at my feet, and it just came unhooked. Damn it, that was a nice fish. Nice 3.5, maybe pushing 4. Shoot, it's not how we want to start it. A sucker and then losing a bass. Actually, I see a whole bunch of bass. I'm not sure if you guys can see those. I don't even have my glasses on and I can see them. Whole school of smallmouths just went by. Oh, there's one. Laker, look at that thing go. Look at that thing go. That dude crushed it. Oh man, nice fish too. Oh, he's going crazy, he's going crazy. He's going crazy. Look at him go, look at him go. Look at that reel singing. Oh, there's still a couple here, guys. Whoa. Whoa. We gotta tighten that up a little. Oh my God, come back. Come back. Change the angle on him a little bit. Holy smokes, all right. I'm gonna tighten down a little bit. Look at this 8.6 working, guys. Wow, this dude ain't got no give up to him. Not a huge lake trout, but I will take him. He's a nice fish. Beautiful colors on him. Look at that. Wow. All right, let's get down here and grab the net. Probably should have planned ahead with the net, but I didn't. Oh, he's right here. Oh, hiya, buddy. Come on in here. Ah, not a big fish for how much fight, but hey, I'll take him. Take them all day long. Oh. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Ooh, barely had him. And he got all wrapped up. Alright, first quick look, guys, at that fish. We're gonna let him do some reviving in the net, get that hook out of there, and we'll show him off real quick. So let's do it. Alright, guys, first Laker of the morning. No giant fish, but the important part, look at that gut. What a great looking fish. Absolutely great. Full of food, eating good, nice and healthy, good looking fins. Let's get her back. Look at those fins, guys. Isn't that fish beautiful? Pretty amazing. There she goes. Right back to the depths. Smokes, guys. That's like my 5th cast. Jeez. These fish, this time of year especially, they come out of Lake Ontario and they are feeding in here. They are not spawning in the spring. And they're really, really aggressive. They're in here literally just to feed. They don't really live in here all year round. I'm sure there's a couple that stay in here all year, but majority of them will go back out to the lake. Usually end of June-ish is when the water warms up and they get out of here. But for the next about month or so, it can be really good. And there's also some really, really nice bass in here this time of year. And the cast before this one, you guys heard me talking about it. I had just missed a bass. I actually saw it chasing. The water is really, really clear compared to last time. We got about probably 8 to 10 feet of visibility, which is fine for throwing spinners, especially up here in Devil's Hole. Well, this current, these fish feel pretty protected from the current, and so they bite good and they bite hard. And yeah, great start to the morning. You guys saw it, the 8.6 Riverside in action. Super affordable rod, guys, and it is great. Absolutely great. Not gonna break the bank with this. And then this ITX CB3000 size reel. Got that spooled up with 12-pound trilene straight to the hook. And nothing special. You guys probably saw that as I was bringing it in, gave it a twitch. That makes that bait have a different a different retrieve, and it kind of shoots it across the water or across the water column. And that fish must have been following it, because the second I did it, it crushed it. So, all right, let's get back up there. Let's do it again. Alright, all that's going on here, guys, is when the water's low like this, that rock way up there makes a big current break coming around that point. And it makes a big eddy behind here. And, you know, if you look way out there, there's not a whole lot of other places for these fish to lay. It is super, super fast current. And they're not going to lay out there. They're going to lay right on these current breaks. And they're going to ambush food as it comes along. And all I'm doing is taking my number 5 Vibrox spinner, casting it straight up as far as I can up into that seam. Probably the most important part of this whole gig here is keeping track. Shoot, snag. Well, we can go get that out and I can talk to you guys. But probably the most important part about fishing down here is staying out of the snags. If you've ever fished down here, you know it's just super, super ridiculously snaggy. And something that I've learned over the years of fishing is when you make a cast, right when it hits the water, start counting. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. And what that does is helps you tune in how close to the bottom you are. And you know, if you're coming back and say you counted to 8 Mississippi, right? And you hit the bottom. All right, well, next cast, you're gonna go to 7. And so on and so forth. Might actually lose this one. I got a bunch more. But that'll help you really fine-tune your presentation. Shoot, I think I'm losing this, guys. Yep, she gone. And that just happens. You're gonna lose tackle down here. Always bring lots of spares. It can get pricey down here pretty quick. At $6 a spinner, that is not ideal, but it does happen. We just try to not make it happen all the time. So we're gonna get back down here. I think we're gonna put on a another gold spinner. Got a couple different colors: gold, blue, yellow, silver. But I have my most confidence in gold. So we're gonna get that back on. See what we can do. All right, guys, here we go. Number 5, gold spinner. Don't leave the wrappers down here, guys. Pick up your garbage, pick up a few more pieces of garbage, and try to make our fishing accesses a little better. It's a privilege to fish down here, not a right. Alright, that's tied back on. Let's get back up there. Alright, do it. Alright, guys. So we're standing on that rock. And I kept snagging. The water is really, really low. And I keep catching the same freaking rock. And I can't get away from it, it feels like. So I moved up here. And there's just a little hole behind this rock. We're gonna see if we can't get one to go right here. Don't have the net with me, so we're gonna have to have a little rodeo if we do hook one up here, but can't keep fishing over there, just snagging. Oh, nice bass just came up right at my feet. Shoot. Those bass just won't stay pinned this morning. They're being a little difficult. Oh, another nice fish just came up. I think I'm not letting it sink enough. Seems like they're having to come up for it. Let it sink a little longer. Hunt to 7. Oh, I'm hitting the bottom that time. So. Alright, guys. Switched over to the float rod. I'm gonna wait for the water to come up a little bit to pick up the spinner again. That freaking rock up there, every cast I make, it seems like I hook it. So change up strategies a little bit, show them something a little different. Some days this is more effective than the spinner, but most days the spinner is more effective than the float rod. But a lot of times I've caught, walleye better on these, smallies better on these. Nothing special here. 3/4 ounce Sheffield float, 1/2 ounce inline weight, and then I got the DR2 Sheffield, and we're just gonna flip this jig out here, pretty much right in that current seam, and just jig it back. Big steelhead on the jig. Big steelhead on the jig. Oh, please stay button. Oh, it's gonna make a big jump. Holy smokes. That was crazy. That was crazy. Guys, it's June 1st. Lower Niagara steelhead. It's gonna jump again. Oh my God. Please stay pinned. Please stay pinned. Freaking jig fish. You gotta be kidding me, guys. It's gonna jump again. Oh, maybe not. Guys, this is a big steelhead too. It's probably an 8-10 pounder. It's gonna jump again. Here it goes. There it goes. Oh my God. I do not have the right jig head on for this. So I am playing this fish super, super light. It's gonna jump again. Here we go. Oh, maybe not. Every time it makes a run, it's gonna jump. Oh, there it goes. Oh, there it goes. Oh! Broke me off. Actually, no. It got my hook all tangled up. It got my hook wrapped around the jig head, and it basically pulled it right out. You gotta be kidding me. Oh. All right, let's get back out there. Is it gonna be one of those mornings where I just cannot get lucky on some nice fish? And I got the one, but shoot. I had a feeling that fish was gonna come off. When they jump like that, it is so challenging to keep them buttoned. But man, June 1st, and there's still dime bright chrome steelhead in here. And there's nobody around. I love it. Wow guys, that was pretty freaking nuts right there. I think we're gonna head up in here, make a couple drifts. I don't know if the cold front's got these fish in a funk too. I mean, we have had our chances, don't get me wrong, but last time I was in here, there was a few more lake trout that are showing their faces this morning. There was also a few more bass that were showing their faces this morning, or the other morning, but gee, this is slippery. Maybe they're just sitting up here in this kind of whirlpool looking thing. Last time I was here, I didn't fish up here until about 7:30, almost 8 o'clock. So maybe that's when they really start to bite. The water will start to come up and they'll start doing their thing. But right now, it doesn't seem like they want to bite anything. Wish I would have gotten that steelhead in. Holy smokes, what a giant. It's crazy, it's June 1st, and it is 44 degrees out this morning. How crazy is that? Freaking crazy. Alright guys, new spinner's going on. We're gonna give it a couple casts, and if nothing, we're gonna move on to another spot. I'm not sure where, we'll probably head upstream. But cover some water. We'll try to learn something new. Alright, let's give this a few casts. Hopefully not snag it in 5. We'll see. Alright guys, packing up at this spot. I'm over and grabbing the net, and I think we're going to walk up around the corner and just do a little exploring, see what we can find, cover some new water. I haven't done much fishing up past this spot, and curious to know what's up there, and maybe learn something new. So this spot definitely had our chances. Big steelhead lost, big bass lost, did get a lake trout, saw 1 or 2 others, and then about 5 casts ago had a nice one follow me in, but I'm just not feeling it. We're gonna go find some biters. So all right, let's get moving. All right guys, fish on. Crazy current. This is gonna be a battle. It's actually not a huge one. I saw a much bigger one swipe at my spinner. These are the Lakers you usually catch. The video we're posting today, I caught some hogs. grab a net here. Oh. See if we can get her. Oh yeah, in the hoop, in the hoop. All right, guys, we're gonna get this fish on hooked off camera here, and we'll show him off here in a second. Not a giant, but I'll take it. I saw a much bigger fish swipe at my spinner, and then a couple casts later, this guy crushed it. So let's get him back. Holy smokes, this is a crazy spot, guys. I don't know if you can see behind me, but that's your class 5 rapids here in the lower. Class 6s are the biggest class in the world, and they're about 3 miles from here. Pretty crazy place. Definitely want to have your head screwed on straight. And there's not a chance in the world I'll be here after 8:45. Once this water comes up, I got a way out, but if you're not paying attention, it comes up fast. And you hear a lot of horror stories about guys getting stuck in spots just like this. So it doesn't happen until about 9:15, 9:30, but we'll be long gone by then. So, all right, let's make a couple more casts in there. Obviously, there's one. There's probably a couple more. I know there's actually one more. I was bringing it through that current edge, and my spinner kind of changed direction, and I looked down, and there's one frickin' swinging on it, and I couldn't even feel it. There was so much current. So that's how it goes sometimes. So let's get another one. Here we go. All right, guys, this is a pretty ridiculous place to catch Lakers, but they're biting right here, or at least 2 of them did. And all that's going on, let's get some of this sand off the reel. All that's going on here, you can see the freaking main river current flying out there. Probably moving at almost 10 miles an hour. But what's going on right here in front of us is there's a big current break. And there's a couple of big boulders right through here. And these fish are sitting right around these boulders. And so I'm basically just trying to guide the spinner through these rocks. And, you know, they come out from around the rocks and just smack it. But talk about a pretty crazy place to catch one. That's a pretty good cast right there. Go to a little twitch, another little twitch. You can see I'm reeling real slow. Letting that current do a lot of the work as it comes back around. And just making a short cast right out to that break, because if you cast too far, you know, your stuff's basically in Canada. Give it a couple more casts here. It's a real small hole, so if they're gonna come out of there, they're gonna come out of there in a couple casts, and you'll know. All right, I gotta get a couple drifts with this, just to try. There's a really, what I'm finding out is obviously it freaking drops to just who knows what. I mean, it could be 75 feet deep right off that edge. But I'm wondering if I bring a jig down through there, if they'll be a little more willing to hit this. Maybe some bass. Set a little deeper. Reminds me of a spot I found some lake trout in the fall. Just wicked current. But they're sitting there and they're hungry. Alright, on to the next spot. I had lake trout swipe at it, and I also had 2 bass swiping at my jig, but just would not, it would not fully commit to it. I don't know, maybe I should change color or something. Be a little different presentation. But this next, oh, I just saw one jump actually. Saw a lake trout come up. This next spot looks pretty phenomenal. Real nice and slow. Walking's a lot harder, I can tell you that much. Oh man, we're gonna catch something here, I think. That'd be pretty shocked. This is screaming big lake trout. You can see how much slower it is. Let's see if we can get one. It is deep. Real deep. Count to 7. Alright guys, there's our multi-species fish. Of course, probably one of the smaller bass I've seen today, but a bass is a bass, and there's a couple more actually down there chasing it. Oh, hey now. Oh, there he goes. Came on hooked. Man, you'd think with a treble hook of that frickin' size on one of these spinners, they'd stay a little hooked up better, but I guess not. Haven't seen a lake trout yet. Really surprised. Might have to cover a little water through here. It is so deep. It's probably almost 30 feet deep out there. Alright, made a change. Over to the float. See if we can't get bit on the float. I'm really shocked that we haven't found a laker in here yet. This is what I would call some very laker looking water. The only thing that might be, you know, making it kind of challenging is that it is freaking deep. There is a lot of hiding spots for these fish right here. And, you know, it's definitely challenging to get the bait to them, it seems like, because of how deep it is. Ooh, that was a bite. Just trying to get this jig to flow right down the side of this drop off, basically. And might get a laker on it. Definitely caught lakers on jigs, but probably more targeting bass with this. Hooked up, guys. Got a bass. Bass on the swim bait. They sure do put up a fight in this current. Come here, bud. Nice bass on a jig. Little swim bait. Nice bass. Get him back. Sweet. Oh, didn't get skunked in this spot. Think I'll take that. Just letting that float come back to the bank. And I was actually kind of swimming it up the bank, or up this ledge, I should say. Not really the bank, I guess, but You get what I mean? And they're just laying in these rocks along the sides here, just ambushing bait. Alright guys, mid-morning update. Fishing has slowed way down to the grind. I don't know if it's the water I'm fishing or what the deal is, but I think we're going to make a reasonably sized move up closer into Whirlpool and try that. You know, the last probably 3 spots we fished have been very deep, boily spots. And I don't know if these Lakers are sitting in that right now. I don't know if the bait's not washing in here how it was or how they want it to be, and so they're sitting in a little bit more of a shallow shoot situation. So we're gonna change it up, make a big move, and hopefully get back on some fish here. So stay tuned guys, let's get back to it. Alright guys, that wasn't easy getting down, but I think we found some water. It's more like what we were catching those Lakers in this morning. Might be a little too fast even still, but we'll give it a few minutes. Pretty crazy terrain. We're almost up to the Whirlpool. And it just gets crazier and crazier the farther up you go. That's the drifty one right there. We can get it to come back down through these rocks. Alright guys, what an amazing view. I was standing here for a few minutes making a post on Facebook. If you don't follow me there, the link will be in the description. And if you're interested in a trip just like this, reach out to me there and we can get something booked up. Fall trips are coming very quickly at this point. But what I will say is down through there, guys, I doubt can see it, but there's a couple of probably 6 to 7 foot sturgeon spawning. They're all chasing each other around, they're rolling down there. Really cool. What an amazing river. Where else in the world can you catch lake trout, steelhead, brown trout, bass, walleye, king salmon, literally anything and everything that swims? I feel like I have been caught out of this river. We got a little bit of a walk. I don't know if it's gonna pay off, but we'll see. So we'll catch up with you guys in the next spot. Alright guys, as you can tell, it looks a little different. We have made it up to Whirlpool State Park. You can see we started way down there this morning. And made a big change. Big change. See if it pans out or not. A lot of water to fish up here is the hard part. A lot of water. We'll see. I already had one chase it, but didn't commit. So we'll just keep pounding away, see what we can do. Alright guys, hooked up. Hooked up. Kinda acting like a steelhead. Honestly, can't tell what it is, guys. Oh, there it goes. Shoot. I can't get lucky with these jigs today, guys. Another one on the jig, just come off. Get it back out there. Sucker, this is a little scrappy Laker, but I would have liked to touch him. What the heck? Just jigging it way out there. I'm fishing about 12 to 15 feet down. Stick. Got me all excited. But the water has come pretty much up to max flow, and just trying to locate these fish again. It's proving to be a tad bit challenging. So, all right, let's see if we can get another one. All right, guys, I'm gonna show you real quick how to rig up a jig and a minnow imitation here on the Lower River. I'm gonna take some 8-pound sea gar. I'm gonna take a pretty good long section. And the reason for that is this water is super clear. 8 to 10 feet of visibility. It's surface water off of Lake Erie. So, you know, when you get a lot of winds, like in the winter, it dirties the water right up in your, 2 feet of viz or less even sometimes. But a lot of times during the summer or in the spring, you lose those winter storms and it causes the water to get super clear. And rain does affect this as well, not nearly as much, but actually gotta grab a jig here. That's all you can see on this side. Got all Challenger jigs. Great for steelhead, great for Lakers, but throwing some bigger baits though, because these lake trout this time of year in the spring, they really like a big imitation. You guys can see that. It's about a 3.5 inch long bait. I'm gonna match that up with a white jig head. I'm sure you could put pretty much any color jig head on there, but I prefer to keep it natural as much as I can. So we got that 8-pound leader. Tie that on. Now I'm fishing about 15 feet deep. You can fish it deeper if you need, but basically fishing right off the ledge where they feel like they can't be seen, and that's where your biters are going to be. You might be able to get one that you can see to go once in a while, but your highest chance of catching a good amount of fish down here is going to be just off that edge. 3/4 ounce Sheffield float. Pick those up at buffalotackle.com. Code WillsWorld. 10% off at checkout on these guys. They got that metal insert, good for braid, good for heavy mono. I'm running a 17-pound main line. Once again, 8-pound leader. And I'm gonna open this bad boy up and grab a couple split shots out of here. And that's just to help that long leader get down and keep it a little down. The river is very boily. As a big thing that a lot of people don't expect is it can sometimes be challenging to get your lure down to the strike zone, or you might think it's in the strike zone and it's just not. Honestly, the best thing I can say to that, watch some videos, learn how guys are doing it, learn how I'm doing it, and trial and error. Some guys like to bulk another section of shot halfway down their line. I like to kind of spread it out. Start with one at the bottom towards the jig, work my way up to a clump of 2 or 3 at a time to help that pendulum swing. But on a jig, a lot of times it don't matter, especially on lake trout and aggressive fresh steelhead. They'll hit just about damn near anything, and they are aggressive. So, but reason I'm down here today, guys, Lake Erie, man, it's like it's still winter out there. The winds have just not given up recently, and it's caused us to have to make some other plans. Usually this time of year we're walleye 24/7, but can't do it right now. So that is your Lower River jig right there. Got that matched up with the Sheffield float rod. You can pick those up at buffalotackle.com as well. Yeah, let's get back out there and let's get one. All right, guys, hooked up. Got a bass on this one, I think. Let's see if we can keep him on. Oh, nice bass. There we go, guys. Jig right in the roof of the mouth. Cool stuff. Get him back. I don't know if it'll show up good on the camera, but that fish was sitting on the far side of that rock that's underwater out there. All I'm doing, I think the camera's picking it up, but you can see the bottom's real white right here. There's actually a whole bunch of zebra mussels that have shattered through here. It's pretty crazy looking. And you can see the definitive drop off. And I'm just fishing that ledge. And that's where that lake trout had come from. But I've been just jigging it down through there, and it got to the other side of that rock. And Mr. Smallmouth is sitting over there apparently, and he crushed it. So let's see if there's a few more. Alright guys, wrapping it up at that spot. We're gonna try one more spot if there's nobody there, and if there is, I think it'll be time to start heading on out of here. I did a lot of walking today. If you're familiar with down here, I came down the Devil's Hole staircase, going up the Whirlpool staircase, and then I'll walk the road back. But man, good day today. A couple multi-species fish, sucker, bass, lake trout, steelhead. Everything's in here right now, so get down here and do it while it's good. So all right, let's go do it. All right, everybody, that's gonna wrap it up for me today. Just made about the 35-minute walk from Whirlpool back to Devil's Hole, and now up the staircase we go. Pretty good day today. Hooked giant chrome steelhead in June. You guys saw that thing go freaking nuts. Basically turned it into a freshwater tarpon. But that fish was in the 8 to 10 pound range. Crushed that freaking jig. Just so unfortunate that line got wrapped up in that jig head and just pulled it right out. But all in all, good day. A little bit smaller on the size of lake trout than we were getting, but can't complain. So check out buffalotackle.com, code WillsWorld, 10% off at checkout. And if you're interested in a trip just like this, check me out on Facebook, send me a PM. Let's get something booked for the fall. So I'm gonna get out of here. Let's go.